English Learning Podcast.
Listen, learn, and effortlessly enhance your English.
Hello, and welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. My name is Aisha, and I am so happy you're here with me today. Before we dive in, I have a few questions for you. Are you studying English but feel like you're not making progress? Do you sometimes forget words you just learned? Have you ever struggled to stay motivated? If you said yes to any of those questions, then you are absolutely in the right place. In this episode, we're going to share some amazing tips for studying English. You'll hear real-life stories, simple advice, and practical examples that can help you become more confident in both listening and writing. By listening to natural conversations and examples, your brain will get used to authentic English, leading to better understanding and improved writing. So, make sure you stay with me until the very end. Your English learning journey starts here. If you're new here, a warm welcome to the English Pod community. Every day, we upload fresh content designed to help you improve your English step by step. Be sure to hit that like button so you don't miss out on any of our valuable lessons. Let's begin. Let me start with a story. Last year, I met a man named Daniel from Brazil. He had been studying English for 5 years, but still felt nervous when speaking. I asked him how he studied, and he said, "I read grammar books and take notes, but I still forget everything after a week." I told him to try something different. I said, "Daniel, instead of just reading rules, try writing about your own life in English." He started writing short daily journals, just 5 sentences a day. For example, today I went to the market. I bought vegetables. The weather was hot. I saw my neighbor. We talked about the garden. After 3 weeks, Daniel told me, "Natasha, I remember more words now, and I feel better when I speak." Why did this work? Because when you connect English to your own life, you remember it longer. It's like building a bridge between the language and your experiences. Study smarter, not just longer. Now, let's talk about a second tip. Study with purpose, not just time. Many learners say, "I study for 2 hours every day." That sounds good. But what are you doing in those 2 hours? Are you watching random videos or reading long texts without truly understanding? Let me tell you about Fatima. She's a mother of 2 children and has only 30 minutes a day to study. But in those 30 minutes, she sets clear goals. On Monday, she listens to a short English story. On Tuesday, she writes 5 sentences using new words. On Wednesday, she reviews vocabulary with flashcards. On Thursday, she practices speaking in front of the mirror. And on Friday, she listens to a podcast episode again and writes what she understood. Fatima doesn't study for hours, but she studies with focus, and that's what makes her better every single week. The power of repetition and reuse. Another incredibly helpful tip is to repeat and reuse what you learn. Let me give you an example. One student I taught, Ahmed from Egypt, learned the word responsible. Instead of just learning it once and forgetting it, he used it again and again. He wrote, "I am responsible for cleaning the house." He said, "My wife is responsible for cooking." Then he asked his friend, "Who is responsible at your work?" After using that one word in 3 or 4 different sentences, it became a part of his memory. You can do the same with any word. When you hear a new word, don't just write it down. Use it in your own sentences. Say it out loud. Write it again. The next day. That's how real learning happens. Small steps lead to big progress. Here's another powerful tip. Study in small pieces, but often. Instead of trying to learn 50 new words at once, learn 5 words every day. That's much easier to remember and less stressful. I remember one student named Mr. Tanaka. He used a notebook where every page had 5 new words and a short sentence with each one. One day, he showed me a page that said, "Arrange. I will arrange the chairs before guests arrive." Polite, my son is very polite to his teachers. Delay. The meeting had a short delay. Prepare. I need to prepare dinner. Advice. My father gave me good advice. Just 5 words, but clear and personal. When he spoke English, those words came to his mind easily, not because he studied harder, but because he studied smarter. Stay motivated and consistent. Let's talk about motivation now. Many students ask me, "Natasha, how do I stay motivated to study English every day?" I'll tell you the story of Aisha, a school teacher from Kenya. She wanted to improve her English so she could teach better and help her students. She started writing short letters to her future self in English. One of her letters said, "Dear Aisha, I am proud of you. You are learning something new every day. You are not perfect, but you are improving." She kept her letters in a folder. When she felt tired or lazy, she read one of them, and it gave her the strength to keep going. What a brilliant idea! The magic of daily listening. Another useful tip is to practice listening every day, even if only for a short time. Let me tell you about John. John works full-time and often feels tired after work. But every evening, he spends just 10 minutes listening to a simple English conversation. Sometimes it's a short story. Sometimes a conversation between 2 people. At first, he didn't understand much, but he didn't give up. After 1 month, he started to recognize words and phrases more easily. After 2 months, he could understand the main ideas without needing to translate everything in his head. Listening regularly helps your brain get used to English sounds and rhythm. You don't need to listen for hours, but daily practice is very powerful. Your trusty English notebook. Here is another important idea. Use a notebook to write down new words and phrases. When I was learning English, I carried a small notebook everywhere. Whenever I heard or read a new word, I wrote it down. For example, one day I heard the word patient. I wrote, "Patient means someone who stays calm and waits." Then I wrote a sentence. "My husband is patient when I explain things slowly." Writing words and sentences helps you remember better than just reading or listening. And every few days, I would open my notebook and review what I learned. This little habit helped me improve a lot. Don't be afraid to ask. Now, let's talk about asking questions when you don't understand. Sometimes, when you listen to English, you might hear words or sentences you don't understand. Instead of stopping or feeling confused, try to ask questions. For example, if you are talking to your teacher or friend, you can say, "Can you please explain that again?" Or, "What does this word mean?" I remember my student Sarah, who was shy at first, but she started asking questions during our lessons. She said, "Natasha, I don't understand the word schedule. What does it mean?" After we talked about it, Sarah began using the word herself. Asking questions is a great way to learn and shows you are truly interested. Practice speaking with confidence. One last tip for now is to practice speaking with someone you trust. Speaking English can be difficult, especially if you are afraid of making mistakes. But speaking regularly is one of the fastest ways to improve. My friend Mark started speaking English with his wife every day. They would talk about simple things like what they ate or what they did during the day. At first, Mark made many mistakes, but his wife helped him gently. She would say, "You said it very well. Let me help with a small correction." Mark felt more confident each week. When you have someone to practice with, it makes all the difference. Making English study fun and easy now. Let's talk more about how to make studying English easier and more fun. Sometimes when we study too much at once, it can feel boring or difficult. So, it is important to find ways to enjoy the process. When you enjoy something, you will want to do it more often. One way to do this is to set small goals for yourself. For example, instead of trying to learn many new words in one day, decide to learn only 3 or 4 new words. Then, use these words in sentences that are about your life. If you are learning the word breakfast, you could say, I eat breakfast at 7 a.m. or my wife cooks breakfast on weekends. Using the words in sentences helps your brain remember them better. Let me tell you about my friend James. James wanted to improve his English vocabulary, but he felt overwhelmed by so many words. I suggested he start with just 3 new words every day. He also kept a small notebook where he wrote these words in sentences. After 1 month, James told me he was surprised by how many words he had learned. He said it felt easy because he was not trying to do too much at once. His secret was small, simple goals. Keep your study fresh and engaging. Another tip is to use different ways to study so you don't get bored. For example, one day you can practice listening by hearing a simple story. The next day, you can write about what you heard. The day after that, you can practice speaking by telling a friend or family member about the story. Changing activities keeps your mind fresh and helps you remember better. I remember my student Michael. He used to study English only by reading books. After a while, he stopped because it was too hard. Then I suggested he try listening to short conversations and then writing a few sentences about them. He started enjoying his study time again. He said, "It feels like a game now and I want to learn more." Changing how you study can make a big difference. The power of daily consistency. It is also very important to practice every day, even if it is only for a short time. Consistency is more important than long hours of study. For example, if you study English for 15 minutes every day, you will improve faster than if you study 2 hours one day and nothing for the next 3 days. Sarah, one of my students, has a very busy life. She works and takes care of her children. She told me she could only find 10 minutes a day to study English. I told her to use those 10 minutes every day without fail. After 3 months, she noticed she understood English better and could write simple sentences with more confidence. She said, 10 minutes is not much, but every day it adds up. Unlock your thoughts with writing. I want to talk about the power of writing. Writing is one of the best ways to learn English because it helps you remember words and grammar. You don't need to write long stories. Short sentences about your day or your plans are enough. For example, you can write, "Tomorrow I will visit my friend. We will drink tea and talk about our work." My friend David started writing every night before bed. He wrote about small things, like what he ate or what he did. After a few weeks, he was surprised that he could write longer sentences and use new words. Writing also helped him speak better because he thought more clearly in English. Talk to yourself in English. Another helpful tip is to use English when you talk to yourself. This may sound strange, but it works. When you are alone, try to say simple sentences about what you see or do. For example, "I am washing the dishes," or "I need to buy vegetables tomorrow." This practice helps you think in English and become more confident. My student Emma started doing this every morning. She told me, "It feels funny at first, but now I do it without thinking." When you speak to yourself in English, you practice without pressure. This makes it easier to speak with others later. Review, review, review. Finally, I want to share one more important idea. It is very helpful to review what you have learned regularly. When you learn new words or phrases, go back to them after a few days. Write them again or say them out loud. This helps move the words from short-term memory to long-term memory. My friend Peter uses flashcards to review words. He writes the English word on one side and the meaning on the other side. Every day, he looks at a few cards and tests himself. This simple routine helps Peter remember words for a long time. You can try this too. Using a notebook or any app that helps you review, optimize your study habits. Let's talk more about ways to improve your English studying habits. One very important thing is to make a study plan that fits your life. Many people try to study too much at once or choose times that are not good for them. This can cause stress and make learning harder. Instead, find times when you feel relaxed and can focus. For example, my friend Thomas works during the day and is often tired in the evening. I suggested he study English early in the morning when his mind is fresh. He tried this and found it easier to concentrate. Thomas studies for 20 minutes every morning before breakfast. This small change made a big difference. It is also good to break your study time into small parts. Instead of studying 1 hour straight, try 3 sessions of 20 minutes each. This helps you keep your attention and not feel tired. When you study in small parts, your brain has time to rest and remember better. Let me share a story about Susan. Susan was trying to learn English by reading long articles. She found it boring and stopped after a short time. Then she started reading short paragraphs and took breaks between each one. She said, "I feel less tired, and I understand better now." Breaking your study into small pieces can help you enjoy learning more. Integrate English into your daily life. Another important tip is to use English in your daily life. When you see things around you, try to think or say their English names. For example, if you are cooking, say, "I am cutting vegetables." Or if you are shopping, say, "I need to buy apples." This practice helps connect English to your real life and makes learning easier. My friend Daniel used this method every day. He said it helped him learn new words faster because he saw and used them every day. When you use English like this, it becomes natural. It is also helpful to practice speaking aloud. Even if you are alone, speaking helps you improve your pronunciation and confidence. You do not need to speak perfectly. Just try to say simple sentences about your day or things you like. For example, you can say, "Today I cleaned the house," or "I want to learn more English words." The more you speak, the easier it gets. I remember my student Anna. She was shy to speak at first. I told her to practice speaking aloud at home. After a few weeks, she said, "Now I am not afraid to speak in class." Speaking alone can prepare you for real conversations. Focus on the main idea. Another very good tip is to listen carefully and try to understand the main idea, not every word. When you listen to English, do not worry if you do not understand every word. Try to catch the main points. For example, if someone talks about their day, listen for what happened, where they went, and how they felt. My student Robert told me this helped him a lot. He said, "I stopped trying to understand every word and started to listen for the story." When you focus on the main ideas, listening becomes easier and more fun. Read simple texts for growth. Now let's talk about the importance of reading simple English texts. Reading helps you see how words are used in sentences. Choose books or articles that match your level. Do not try to read very difficult texts because they can make you frustrated. My friend Lucy reads short stories every night before bed. She says the stories help her learn new words and understand grammar. You can find many simple books online or in libraries. Reading regularly will improve your vocabulary and understanding. Journal your way to fluency. Another tip is to write a little bit every day. You do not need to write long essays. Short sentences about your day, your family, or your hobbies are good. Writing helps you practice grammar and remember words. For example, you can write, I went to the park. The weather was nice. My student James started a journal where he writes 3 sentences every day. After 1 month, he said, my writing is better and I feel more confident. It is also important to review what you have learned many times. When you learn new words or phrases, repeat them often. This helps you remember better. My friend Peter uses flashcards. He writes the English word on one side and the meaning on the other. Every day, he studies a few cards. This simple method helps him keep words in his memory. Stay positive and patient. Finally, always stay positive and patient. Learning a language takes time. Sometimes you will feel stuck or frustrated. Remember that every little step counts. Keep practicing, and you will see progress. My friend Anna said, I remind myself every day that learning English is a journey. Some days are hard, but I never give up. You can do this too. Building strong English habits. Let's take a deeper look at some important habits that can help you improve your English step by step. When you study a new language, it is not enough to only study for a short time and then stop. You need to be consistent and patient. It is okay to make mistakes because mistakes are part of learning. The key is to keep trying every day. One habit that helps a lot is to use English in your daily life as much as possible. This means not only studying, but also thinking in English. For example, when you wake up in the morning, try to say to yourself, in English, today is a good day, or I will study English for 30 minutes. This small practice helps your brain get used to English every day. My friend Michael started doing this. He would say simple sentences in English while brushing his teeth or cooking breakfast. At first, it felt strange for him, but after a few weeks, it became natural. He told me, now I think in English more often, and it is easier to speak. The power of a language diary. Another very useful habit is to keep a language diary or journal. You can write a few sentences about your day, your thoughts, or your plans. It does not need to be perfect. The goal is to practice writing and organizing your ideas in English. Writing helps your brain learn new words and grammar. For example, you can write, to daily listening for understanding. It is also very important to listen to English every day. Listening helps you understand how native speakers talk. Try to listen to simple conversations, news, or stories. When you listen, try to catch the main ideas and new words. John, a student I know, listens to English on his way to work. Sometimes he listens to short stories or interviews. At first, he did not understand much, but after a few weeks, he could understand the general meaning. He said, listening every day helped me a lot. When you listen, you should try to write down new words or phrases. This helps you remember them. For example, if you hear the word appointment, write it down and try to use it later. Writing new words helps you keep them in your memory. Speak, speak, speak. Another good tip is to practice speaking English as much as you can. Speaking is one of the hardest skills because it requires confidence. You can practice with a friend, a teacher, or even by yourself. Speaking helps you improve your pronunciation and fluency. For example, my friend David practices speaking English with his wife. They talk about simple topics like what they did during the day or what they will eat. David said, "Speaking every day helps me feel less nervous." If you do not have someone to practice with, try speaking aloud at home. Talk about your day, your plans, or your ideas. This helps you get used to speaking English. Set achievable goals. Now let's talk about setting goals for your English learning. Goals help you stay motivated and focused. For example, you can set a goal to learn 5 new words every day, or to write a short story every week. When you reach your goals, you will feel proud and want to keep learning. My student Sarah set a goal to learn 10 new words each week. She wrote the words in a notebook and used them in sentences. After a few months, she told me, "Setting goals helps me study better and feel more confident." It is also helpful to review what you have learned regularly. When you learn new words or grammar, go back to them after a few days. Repeat them and try to use them in sentences. Reviewing helps move information from short-term to long-term memory. Peter uses flashcards to review vocabulary. He writes the English word on one side and the meaning on the other side. Every day, he studies a few cards. This simple method helps him remember words better. Don't be afraid to ask. Another very useful habit is to ask questions when you do not understand something. If you are learning with a teacher or friend, do not be afraid to ask for help. Questions help you learn faster and avoid mistakes. My student Anna started asking more questions during our lessons. She said, "I feel better when I ask questions because I understand more." Asking questions is a sign of a good learner. You can also use technology to help you study English. There are many apps and websites that offer exercises, games, and lessons. These tools make learning fun and easy to do every day. For example, my friend Lucy uses an app to learn vocabulary. She spends 10 minutes every day playing word games. Lucy said, "The app helps me learn new words and remember them." Balance your skills. Remember, it is important to practice all 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Many learners focus only on reading or writing, but listening and speaking are very important for real-life communication. Try to balance your study time. For example, spend some time listening, then practice speaking, then read a short text, and finally write a few sentences. This way, you improve all your skills. Finally, stay patient and positive. Learning a language takes time and effort. Do not give up if you do not see quick progress. Every little step counts, and if you keep practicing every day, you will improve. My friend Mark said, "I remind myself every day that learning English is a journey. Some days are hard, but I keep going." Create your ideal study space. When you study English, one of the best things you can do is to create a comfortable and quiet place for learning. It is important to have a special place where you can focus without distractions. This place should be clean, organized, and have everything you need, like a notebook, pens, and your study materials. When you have a good study space, it is easier to concentrate. My friend Robert made a small study corner in his room. He put a desk, a lamp, and his books there. He said, "When I sit in my study corner, I know it is time to learn. I do not think about other things." Having a quiet and comfortable place helps your brain focus and makes studying more effective. Establish a daily routine. Next, it is very helpful to set a daily routine for your English practice. Try to study English at the same time every day. This creates a habit, and your brain gets ready to learn at that time. For example, you can decide to study English every morning for 30 minutes after breakfast. or you can study every evening before going to bed. My friend Emma follows this routine. She studies for 30 minutes every evening. She said, "At first it was hard to study every day, but after a week it became easy and natural. When you make studying a part of your daily life, it becomes easier to keep going." Vary your learning. Materials. Another very important tip is to use different types of materials to study English. This means not only reading books, but also listening to audio, watching videos, and speaking with others. Using many materials helps you learn in different ways and makes learning more interesting. For example, my friend David reads short stories, listens to English podcasts, and practices speaking with his friends. He said, "Using different materials helps me understand better, and I do not get bored. Try to find English materials that you enjoy and use them regularly." Group your vocabulary. It is also very useful to learn new vocabulary in groups. Instead of learning one word at a time, learn words that belong to the same topic. For example, learn words about food, clothes, or travel together. This helps you remember words better because they are connected. My student Lucy learned vocabulary this way. She learned words about the kitchen, like fork, spoon, plate, and cup, all at once. She said it was easier to remember because the words are related. Grouping words helps you build your vocabulary faster. Use words in sentences. When you learn new words, it is important to use them in sentences. Do not just memorize the word. Try to make simple sentences with the new word. This helps you remember the word and understand how to use it correctly. For example, if you learn the word happy, you can say, "I am happy today." Or if you learn run, you can say, "I run every morning." Using words in sentences helps your brain remember and use them naturally. Practice reading. Aloud. Another very good habit is to practice reading aloud. Reading aloud helps you improve your pronunciation and speaking skills. When you read quietly, in your head, you do not practice your speaking. Reading aloud makes your mouth and tongue get used to English sounds. My friend Michael practices reading aloud every day. He reads short paragraphs from his book and says the words clearly. He told me, "Reading aloud helps me speak better and feel more confident." You can do this too. Find a short text and read it aloud slowly and clearly. Embrace shadowing. It is also important to listen and repeat after native speakers. This method is called shadowing. You listen to a sentence or phrase and then try to say it exactly the same way. This helps you improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. My student Sarah used shadowing with simple English conversations. She listened and repeated many times. She said, "Shadowing helped me sound more natural when I speak English." You can find short audio clips online or in language apps to practice shadowing. Learn from your mistakes. Now let's talk about the value of making mistakes and learning from them. Sometimes learners feel afraid to speak because they think they will make mistakes. But mistakes are normal and important. When you make a mistake, you learn what is wrong and how to improve. My friend Anna was afraid to speak English at first. I told her it is okay to make mistakes. Every mistake helps you learn. After she accepted this, she spoke more confidently. Remember, every good English speaker made many mistakes when they were learning. It is very helpful to ask for feedback from teachers or friends. When someone corrects your mistakes kindly, you can improve faster. Do not be shy to ask for help. Learning is easier when you have support. For example, my student James asked me to correct his writing. He said, "When I see my mistakes, I understand better, and I do not repeat them." Feedback helps you become a better learner. Keep it simple and clear. Another great tip is to use simple English when you speak or write. You do not need to use difficult words or long sentences. Using simple and clear English helps others understand you better and gives you confidence. My friend David likes to say, "I try to speak simply and clearly." He told me that this helps him communicate better with English speakers. Start with easy words and short sentences. As you improve, you can use more words. Small goals, big wins. It is also very useful to set small and achievable goals. For example, decide to learn 5 new words every day, or write a short paragraph every week. Small goals are easier to reach and keep you motivated. My student Lucy set a goal to learn 10 words every week. She wrote the words on cards and reviewed them daily. After a few months, she felt proud of her progress. Setting small goals makes daily English integration. Remember to use English in your daily activities. For example, when you cook, try to think or say the names of the ingredients in English. When you clean your house, say the English words for the things you use. My friend Michael does this. He said, "Using English during the day helps me remember words and practice naturally." Try to use English whenever you can in your daily life. Short and sweet, content. Another tip is to watch short videos or listen to short stories in English. Short materials are easier to understand and less tiring. You can listen or watch one video every day and learn new words and ideas. My student Sarah listens to short English stories before bed. She said, "Short stories are easy and fun. They help me learn new words and improve listening." Try to find simple and interesting stories. Join an English community. It is also very helpful to join English speaking groups or clubs. Talking with others who are learning English helps you practice and learn from each other. You can share ideas, ask questions, and make friends. My friend John joined an English club at his school. He said, "Talking with others helped me speak better and feel more confident." If you can find an English group, try to join and practice. The journey continues. Finally, always be patient and keep practicing. Learning English is not a race. It takes time, effort, and regular practice. If you keep working every day, you will see progress. My friend Anna said, "I remind myself every day to be patient and keep going." You can do this too. The power of consistent writing. Another very important part of studying English is to practice writing regularly. Writing helps you remember grammar and vocabulary better. You can start by writing short sentences or a daily diary. Writing about your day or your thoughts in English makes your brain use the language actively. My friend James started writing a diary every night. He wrote about simple things like what he ate or what he did. He said, "At first it was hard to write in English, but after a while, I got better and faster." Writing every day helps improve your grammar and spelling. You do not need to write long texts. Even a few sentences are helpful. When you write, it is good to check your work for mistakes. You can use a dictionary or ask a teacher or friend to help you. When you find mistakes, you learn the correct way to write, and you avoid repeating the same errors. Learning from mistakes is very important. My student Lucy always checks her writing. She said, "When I correct my mistakes, I learn more and I feel confident." You can use simple tools online that check grammar and spelling. These tools help you improve your writing step by step. Learn common phrases. It is also useful to learn common English phrases and expressions. These are groups of words that people use often in conversations. When you know these phrases, it is easier to understand native speakers and speak naturally. For example, my friend Michael learned phrases like, "How are you? What do you think?" and "I am not sure." He said, Using these phrases helped me speak with others more easily. Try to learn a few useful phrases every week and practice using them in sentences. Daily listening habits. Another good tip is to listen to English every day, even if only for a few minutes. Listening helps you understand different accents, speeds, and styles of speaking. You can listen to simple English podcasts, news, or stories. My friend Anna listens to short English podcasts every morning. She said, "Listening every day helped me understand better and speak more confidently." Even if you do not understand everything, keep listening. Over time, your understanding will improve. Review for retention. It is also helpful to repeat and review what you learn. Sometimes learners study new words or grammar once and forget them soon. Reviewing regularly helps your memory keep the information longer. My student Sarah reviews vocabulary every week. She uses flashcards to help her remember. She said, "Reviewing helped me remember words better." Try to review new material every few days to keep it fresh in your mind. Practice English at home. Another very useful tip is to use English with your family or friends at home. You can speak simple English during meals or while doing chores. Using English in everyday situations helps you practice naturally. My friend John speaks English with his wife every evening. He said, "Speaking English at home helped me practice without feeling nervous." Try to find people around you to practice with whenever you can. What are your favorite ways to practice English at home? Share your tips in the comments below. Read what you love. Love what you learn. Practice speaking English. And it is also important to read English books or articles that interest you. When you read something you genuinely like, learning becomes fun and much easier. You can start with simple books and slowly move to harder ones. My friend Emma reads short stories about animals and nature. She said, "Reading interesting books helped me learn new words and enjoy English." Find topics you like and read about them. You'll be amazed at how quickly you pick up new vocabulary. Master real-life writing. Another tip is to write simple emails or messages in English. Writing to friends or teachers helps you practice real-life writing. You learn how to use greetings, ask questions, and provide answers in a natural way. My student David writes short emails to his teacher every week. He said, "Writing emails helped me improve my writing and communication." You can start by writing simple messages to someone who speaks English. It's a fantastic way to build practical skills. Short bursts, big impact. Is very helpful to break your study time into small sessions. Studying for long hours can make you tired and less focused. Short sessions of 20 or 30 minutes are much better and keep your mind fresh. My friend Lucy studies English in short sessions during her breaks. She said, "Short study times help me focus better." Try to study a little every day instead of many hours, just one day a week. This consistency truly makes a difference. Believe in yourself. Another important thing is to stay positive and believe in yourself. Learning a language takes time and effort, but you absolutely can do it. When you believe you can improve, you will work harder and learn faster. My friend Michael said, "I always tell myself I can learn English if I keep trying." Positive thinking helps you stay motivated, even when learning feels hard. Carry your words with you. It is also useful to write new words on cards or in a notebook. You can carry these cards with you and review them anytime. Writing words by hand helps your memory. My student Anna makes word cards and reviews them every day. She said, "Writing words helps me remember and use them." You can make cards for vocabulary, phrases, or even grammar rules. Clarify your doubts. Another great tip is to ask questions when you do not understand something. Do not be shy or afraid to ask. Asking questions helps you learn better and clear your doubts. My friend John always asks his teacher when he is confused. He said, "Asking questions helped me understand faster." If you study alone, you can ask questions in online forums or language groups. There's a whole community ready to help. English in the real world. It is also important to use English in real-life situations. For example, when you go to a shop, try to speak English with the seller. When you meet new people, introduce yourself in English. My friend Emma practiced speaking English at the market. She said, "Speaking with real people helped me improve." Using English in real situations builds your confidence and skills. Never give up. Finally, you should never give up. Learning English is a long journey. Sometimes it is difficult, but if you keep trying every day, you will improve. My friend Sarah said, "I remind myself every day that learning English is a step-by-step process. You can reach your goals if you are patient and work hard. Set your GPS for success. Clear goals." One more important tip for studying English is to set clear goals for your learning. When you have a goal, you know what to focus on, and you can measure your progress. For example, you can decide, "I want to learn 10 new words every week," or "I want to speak English for 5 minutes every day." Having goals helps you stay motivated. My friend Daniel set a goal to learn 5 new phrases every day. He said, "When I set small goals, it feels easier, and I enjoy learning more." You can write your goals in a notebook or on your phone and check them every day. This will help you stay on track. Embrace simple English resources. Another useful idea is to use simple English books or websites for learning. There are many resources made specifically for learners like you. These materials use easy words and clear sentences. They help you understand better and learn step by step. My friend Laura uses a website that has short stories with pictures. She said, "Reading easier. Stories help me learn new words and understand grammar." You can also find books with pictures and simple explanations. These tools make learning less stressful. Hear your own progress. It is also good to practice speaking English aloud every day. Speaking helps you remember words and improves your pronunciation. Even if you do not have someone to talk to, you can speak to yourself. For example, talk about what you are doing or what you see around you. My student Michael practices speaking in front of the mirror. He said, "Speaking aloud helped me become more confident." You can also record your voice and listen to it. This helps you notice mistakes and improve your pronunciation. English in your daily flow. Another important tip is to use English in your daily routine. For example, when you cook, you can say the names of the ingredients in English. When you clean the house, you can describe the actions in English. This helps your brain think in English naturally. My friend Emma says the names of vegetables when she shops. She said, "Using English in everyday activities helped me learn faster." Try to add English to your daily life little by little. Connect with other learners. It is helpful to join English speaking groups or clubs if you can. Talking with other learners and native speakers is a great way to practice. You learn how to use English in real conversations, and you also make friends who support your learning. My friend John joined a conversation club. He said, "Meeting other learners helped me practice and feel less shy." If you do not have a group nearby, you can join online groups or forums. Many people want to learn English and help each other. Watch, read, learn. Subtitles are your friend. Another tip is to watch videos with English subtitles. Reading subtitles helps you understand the words better. You can pause and repeat difficult parts. This is a good way to improve your listening and reading at the same time. My student Lucy watches videos with subtitles. She said, "Subtitles helped me catch new words and understand the meaning. You can start with short videos and slowly watch longer ones as you improve." Build your grammar foundation. It is also useful to learn English grammar step by step. Grammar is the set of rules for making sentences. You do not need to learn everything at once. Start with simple grammar, like present tense and past tense. Then move to more difficult grammar. My friend David learned grammar slowly. He said, "Learning grammar in small steps helped me understand and remember better." You can find grammar books or websites for learners. Practice grammar with exercises and examples. Your pocket dictionary. Another important tip is to use a dictionary when you do not know a word. A dictionary helps you learn the meaning and pronunciation of new words. You can use a paper dictionary or an online dictionary. Some dictionaries also show example sentences. My friend Sarah always checks new words in her dictionary. She said, "Using a dictionary helped me learn more words and use them correctly." Try to learn new words with their meaning and how to use them. Tune your ear to different accents. It is also good to practice listening to different accents. People from different countries speak English in different ways. Listening to different accents helps you understand English better in real life. My friend James listens to podcasts from different countries. He said, "Listening to many accents helped me understand people better." You can find videos or audios from different English speakers online. Write about what you love. Another tip is to write about your interests in English. If you like sports, write about your favorite team. If you like cooking, write about your favorite recipe. Writing about what you like makes learning more fun. My student Anna writes short texts about animals because she loves animals. She said, "Writing about things I like helped me practice English more." Try to write simple texts about your hobbies or daily life. Adapt your study plan. It is important to review your study plan often. Sometimes you need to change your plan if it is too hard or too easy. Adjust your plan to fit your level and goals. My friend Michael changes his study plan every month. He said, "Changing my plan helped me stay interested and learn better." You can try new books, websites, or study methods if you feel bored. Find a study buddy. Another useful idea is to find a study partner. Studying with someone helps you practice speaking and share ideas. You can help each other and stay motivated. My friend John studies English with his wife. They practice speaking and check each other's work. He said, "Studying together made learning easier and more fun." You can find a friend, family member, or classmate to study with. Unlock natural English. Idioms. It is also helpful to learn English idioms and common expressions. Idioms are special phrases that have a meaning different from the words alone. Knowing idioms helps you understand native speakers better. My student Lucy learned idioms like break the ice and piece of cake. She said, "Knowing idioms helped me understand conversations more." You can learn idioms little by little and use them in your speaking. The power of daily effort. Another important tip is to stay consistent and practice every day. Even 10 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week. Daily practice builds good habits and helps your brain remember better. My friend Emma studies English every morning for 20 minutes. She said, "Studying every day helped me improve faster." Try to make English study part of your daily routine. Diversify your learning tools. It is useful to use different study materials. For example, use books, videos, apps, and podcasts. Different materials help you learn in many ways and keep your study interesting. Patience is key. Another tip is to be patient and give yourself time to learn. Learning English is a process. Sometimes progress is slow, but if you keep going, you will see improvement. My friend Sarah reminds herself every day, learning takes time, but I will get better. Patience is very important for language learning. Take smart breaks. It is also good to take breaks when you feel tired. Studying too much without rest can make you lose focus. Short breaks help you relax and return with more energy. My student Michael takes a 5-minute break every 30 minutes. He said, "Breaks helped me study better." Try to find a balance between study and rest. Perfect your pronunciation. Another useful tip is to practice pronunciation regularly. Pronunciation is how you say words. Good pronunciation helps others understand you better. My friend John listens to recordings and repeats sentences. He said, "Practicing pronunciation helped me speak more clearly." You can practice with a teacher or use online pronunciation guides. Group your vocabulary strategically. It is also important to learn new words in groups. For example, learn words about food, travel, or work together. This helps you remember words better because they are connected. My friend Anna learns words about animals one week and food the next week. She said, "Learning words in groups helped me remember." Try to organize your vocabulary study by topics. Embrace feedback for growth. Another tip is to ask for feedback from teachers or friends. Feedback helps you see your mistakes and learn how to improve. My friend Emma asked her teacher to correct her speaking and writing. She said, "Feedback helped me improve faster." Do not be afraid of correction. It helps you grow. Learn from dialogues. It is also useful to listen and repeat short English dialogues. Dialogues show how people speak in real situations. Repeating dialogues helps you practice speaking naturally. My student David listens to dialogues and repeats after the speaker. He said, "Repeating dialogues helped me speak better." You can find dialogue your unique learning pace. Finally, remember that everyone learns at their own speed. Do not compare yourself to others. Focus on your own progress and keep working hard. My friend Sarah said, "I learn in my own way, and I am proud of my progress." Believe in yourself and enjoy the learning journey. Schedule your success. Another very helpful tip for studying English is to make a study schedule and stick to it. Having a regular time each day to study helps you make English learning a habit. When you study at the same time every day, your brain gets used to it and you learn better. For example, you can decide to study every morning for 30 minutes before breakfast or every evening before going to bed. My friend James made a study schedule for himself. He said, "Studying every day at the same time helped me feel organized and improve quickly." You can write down your schedule on paper or set an alarm on your phone as a reminder. This way, you will not forget to practice English. The power of note-taking. It is also very important to take notes while you study. Writing things down helps you remember better. You can write new words, grammar rules, or important phrases in a notebook. When you write notes, you pay more attention and your brain remembers the information longer. My student Lucy always writes new words and example sentences in her notebook. She said, "Taking notes helped me remember words and how to use them." You can review your notes regularly to refresh your memory. This is a very simple but effective way to improve. Flashcards. Your vocabulary. Superpower. Another useful idea is to use flashcards to learn vocabulary. Flashcards are small cards with a word on one side and its meaning on the other side. You can carry flashcards with you and study anytime. Flashcards help you learn new words faster because you repeat them often. My friend Daniel uses flashcards on his phone. He said, "Flashcards are easy to use and helped me learn many words." You can make flashcards for new words you learn and test yourself every day. This makes vocabulary study fun and effective. Learn from your journey. Mistakes are milestones. It is also helpful to learn from your mistakes. When you make mistakes, in speaking or writing, do not feel bad. Mistakes are part of learning. Try to understand what went wrong and practice to fix it. My friend Emma says, "I learned a lot from my mistakes, and it helped me get better." If you have a teacher or a friend, ask them to correct your mistakes kindly. Learning from mistakes is very important to improve. English dictionaries. Think in English. Another tip is to use English dictionaries instead of dictionaries in your language. English dictionaries explain words in simple English. This helps you think in English and learn more words while checking meanings. My student Michael started using an English dictionary and said, "It helped me understand words better and think in English." You can use online dictionaries like Cambridge or Oxford Learner's Dictionary. These dictionaries also have examples in audio pronunciation, holistic English learning. It is important to practice all 4 skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Many learners focus only on reading or listening, but to be good at English, you should practice all skills regularly. For example, listen to a story, read a short text, write a summary, and then speak about it. My friend Sarah practices all skills every week. She said, "Working on listening, speaking, reading, and writing helped me improve faster." Try to balance your study and not focus on only one skill. This will help you become a better English speaker. Leverage technology. Another useful idea is to use technology to help your learning. There are many apps and websites for learning English. Some apps teach vocabulary, some focus on grammar, and others help with listening or speaking. Using technology makes learning interesting and easy. My friend John uses apps like Duolingo and Memrise. He said, "Apps helped me learn when I had little time." You can use your phone or computer to study anytime and anywhere. Try to find apps that match your learning style and level. Read Real English. It is also good to read English newspapers or articles about topics you like. Reading Real English helps you learn new words and understand sentence structure. Start with easy articles and then try more difficult ones. My friend Anna reads simple news articles every morning. She said, "Reading articles helped me learn new words and understand English better." You can find news websites for learners or use apps that have easy English news. Structured learning, English classes. Another important tip is to join English classes if possible. Classes give you structure and a teacher who can explain difficult points. You also get to practice speaking with other students and get feedback. My friend David joined a local English class and said, "The teacher helped me understand grammar and pronunciation." If classes are not available near you, there are many online courses you can join. Classes help you stay motivated and learn more effectively. Immerse in podcasts. It is useful to listen to English podcasts or radio shows about everyday topics. Listening to people talk about real things helps you understand natural English. You can find podcasts for learners with slow and clear speech. My friend Emma listens to podcasts every day. She said, "Listening to podcasts helped me improve my listening and learn new vocabulary. Try to listen actively by noting down new words and repeating what you hear. Consistent writing practice. Another tip is to practice writing short sentences and paragraphs every day. Writing helps you remember vocabulary and grammar. You can write about your day, your plans, or things you like. Start with simple sentences and try to make them longer over time. My student Michael writes a diary in English. He said, "Writing every day helped me remember words and improve grammar." Writing helps you think in English and organize your ideas clearly. Watch with a purpose. It is also helpful to watch English videos with subtitles and then without subtitles. First, watch with subtitles to understand the meaning. Then, watch again without subtitles to test your listening. This helps improve your listening skills. My friend Sarah watches educational videos this way. She said, "Watching twice helped me understand better and improve my listening." You can find videos about many topics on YouTube or learning websites. Speak with confidence. Another important idea is to practice speaking with confidence, even if you make mistakes. Many learners are afraid to speak because they worry about errors. But speaking is the best way to improve. The more you practice, the better you become. My friend John started speaking with strangers and said, "Speaking with confidence helped me learn faster." Try to speak with friends, teachers, or language partners. Do not worry about mistakes. Focus on communication. Reinforce your learning. Regular review. It is useful to review old lessons regularly. When you learn new things, it is easy to forget old ones. Reviewing helps your brain remember and use what you learned before. My friend Lucy reviews her vocabulary and grammar every week. She said, "Reviewing helped me keep what I learned." Make a habit of reviewing notes, flashcards, and exercises often. English in your everyday actions. Another tip is to use English in real-life situations when you can. For example, order food in English, ask for directions, or write emails in English. Real use of English helps you learn faster and remember better. My friend Emma practiced English when she traveled. She said, "Using English in real life helped me speak better." Try to find chances to use English outside your study time. Enjoy the journey. It is also helpful to stay positive and enjoy your learning journey. Learning a language is not easy, but if you enjoy the process, you will do better. Celebrate small successes and be proud of your progress. My friend David said, "Being positive helped me keep going, even when learning was hard." Try to find fun ways to learn and stay motivated every day. Don't be afraid to ask. Finally, remember to ask questions when you do not understand. Do not be shy to ask teachers, friends, or online communities. Asking questions helps you learn faster and avoid confusion. My student Sarah always asks questions in class. She said, "Asking questions helped me understand better." Do not be afraid to ask. It is part of learning. Find your Zen study zone. Another important tip for studying English is to find a quiet and comfortable place to study. When you study in a place without noise or distractions, you can focus better. It is easier to remember what you learn when you are not distracted by sounds or people. For example, if you have a room at home where you can close the door and study, that is very good. If not, find a quiet corner where you feel calm and comfortable. My friend Mark always studies in his small study room. He says, "When I study in a quiet place, I understand and remember better." You can try to make your study place neat and organized. Having a clean desk and good lighting helps you feel more focused and ready to learn. Break it down. Small, achievable. Goals. It is also useful to set small goals for each study session. Instead of trying to learn many things at once, Focus on a few small tasks. For example, you can decide to learn 5 new words or practice a short conversation. When you reach your small goals, you feel happy and motivated to continue. My student, Anna, told me, setting small goals help me feel good about my progress. You can write your goals before studying and check them after. This helps you keep track of what. Daily doses of English. Another helpful tip is to use English every day, even for a few minutes. Learning a language takes time and practice. If you only study once a week, it will be harder to improve. But if you practice a little every day, your skills will grow faster. My friend David studies English for 20 minutes every day. He says, studying every day helped me improve faster than before. You can practice reading, listening, speaking, or writing every day. Even a small amount of practice is better than none. Your vocabulary treasure chest. It is good to keep a vocabulary journal. When you learn new words, write them in your journal with their meanings and example sentences. This helps you remember new words and use them correctly. You can also write synonyms or opposite words. My friend Lucy uses a vocabulary journal. She says, writing new words helped me remember and use them well. You can review your journal regularly and add new words. Over time, you will have many useful words to use in speaking and writing. Learn from the best. Another tip is to practice speaking with someone who is a little better than you. Talking with someone who knows more English can help you learn new words and correct mistakes. You can learn from their good examples and improve faster. My friend James practices speaking with his teacher. He says, talking with my teacher helped me improve my pronunciation and grammar. You can find language partners online or join English conversation groups. Speaking regularly helps you feel more confident. News and podcasts. For immersion, it is useful to listen to English news or podcasts on simple topics. Listening to real English helps you get used to the speed and rhythm of the language. You can learn new words and understand how people speak in daily life. My friend Emma listens to English news every morning. She says, listening to news helped me learn new words and improve my listening. You can find many free podcasts for English learners. Try to listen often and write down new words you hear. Read at your level. Another important tip is to read English books or stories at your level. Reading helps you learn grammar and vocabulary naturally. Start with easy books or short stories, and then try longer and more difficult texts. My student Michael reads simple stories every week. He says, reading helped me understand English better and learn new words. You can also listen to the audiobook while reading the text. This helps you connect the sounds and the words. Daily journaling for fluency. It is also helpful to write about your daily life in English. Writing about simple things like what you did yesterday or your plans for tomorrow helps you practice grammar and vocabulary. You can write a few sentences every day and try to make them longer over time. My friend Sarah writes a short diary in English. She says, writing every day helped me improve my grammar and vocabulary. You can also ask a teacher or friend to check your writing and give advice. This will help you avoid mistakes. Online resources for every learner. Another good tip is to use online resources for English learners. Many websites have free lessons, exercises, and videos. You can practice grammar, vocabulary, listening, and speaking online. Using different resources keeps learning interesting. My friend John uses websites like BBC Learning English and English Central. He says, online resources helped me learn in many ways. You can find lessons for your level and choose topics you like. This helps you stay motivated, persist through challenges. It is important to stay patient and keep practicing. Learning a language takes time and effort. You will have good days and bad days. Sometimes you will feel tired or frustrated. This is normal. The important thing is to keep going and not give up. My friend David says, being patient helped me improve slowly but surely. Try to enjoy small successes and keep trying, even if it is hard. Every little effort helps you get better. Think in English. Another helpful tip is to use English in your thoughts. Try to think in English during the day. For example, when you see something, say the word in English in your mind. When you plan your day, try to say the plans in English in your head. My student Lucy practices thinking in English. She says, thinking in English helped me speak faster and understand better. This is a good way to connect words and ideas naturally. Socialize and learn it is also useful to join English speaking clubs or groups. Being with people who want to learn English helps you practice speaking and listening. You can share your learning, experience and get support. My friend Mark joined a conversation club. He says, meeting other learners helped me speak more and make friends. You can find clubs in your city or online. Talking with others helps you learn real English. Subtitles. Your training wheels. Another tip is to watch videos with subtitles first, then watch again without subtitles. This helps you understand the meaning and practice listening. Subtitles give support, and watching without subtitles tests your skill. My friend Anna watches videos this way. She says, watching twice helped me understand and improve my listening. You can find educational videos on YouTube or learning sites. Embrace variety. It is important to use different methods to keep learning fun. Sometimes read, sometimes listen, sometimes speak or write. Changing your study style helps you avoid boredom and learn better. My friend John says, using different ways kept me interested and helped me improve. Try to find new ways to study that fit your style and mood. Seek and grow from feedback. Another useful tip is to ask for feedback and corrections when you speak or write. Ask someone to help you find mistakes and suggest improvements. Feedback helps you learn faster and avoid repeating errors. My student Michael asks his teacher for feedback. He says, corrections help me get better and feel confident. Do not be afraid to make mistakes. Feedback is a useful tool. Sound natural with idioms. It is also helpful to learn English idioms and common expressions. These make your English sound natural. For example, it is raining cats and dogs means it is raining a lot. Learning idioms helps you understand native speakers. My friend Anna found idioms made her conversations more engaging. Realistic goals. Your roadmap. Another important tip is to set realistic goals for your English learning. For example, your goal can be to learn 10 new words each week or to speak for 5 minutes every day. Realistic goals help you stay motivated and see progress. My friend David sets small goals. He says, small goals helped me stay focused and keep improving. Write your goals down and check them regularly. Practice. Pronunciation daily. It is also useful to practice pronunciation by listening and repeating. Good pronunciation helps you be understood and understand others better. Listen to native speakers and try to copy their sounds and intonation. My student Lucy practices pronunciation daily. She says, repeating helped me speak clearly. You can use videos or apps that focus on pronunciation exercises. Recharge your brain. Another tip is to take breaks while studying. Studying for a long time without rest can make you tired and less focused. Take short breaks every 30 or 40 minutes to relax and refresh your mind. My friend Mark takes breaks during study sessions. He says, "Breaks helped me stay focused and learn better." You can stretch, walk, or drink water during breaks. Remember your why. It is important to stay motivated and remember why you want to. Learn English. Maybe you want a better job, to travel, or to make friends. Keep your reason in mind to help you keep studying. My friend Anna thinks about her goals every day. She says, "Remembering my reason helped me stay motivated." You can write your goals on paper and look at them when you feel tired. Use new words immediately. Another helpful tip is to try to use new vocabulary in sentences immediately. When you learn a new word, make a sentence with it. This helps you remember and use the word correctly. My student Michael makes sentences every day. He says, "Making sentences helped me remember words and use them." You can speak or write your sentences. Exposure to diverse accents. It is also good to practice listening to different English accents. English is spoken in many countries, and people have different accents. Listening to different accents helps you understand English better. My friend John listens to news from the UK, USA, and Australia. He says, "Different accents help me understand more English speakers." You can find podcasts or videos with various accents. Stay organized. Another important tip is to stay organized with your study materials. Keep your books, notes, and resources in one place. Being organized helps you find things easily and saves time. My friend Sarah organizes her study desk every week. She says, "Organization helped me study better and feel ready." You can practical writing for real life. It is useful to practice writing emails or messages in English. Writing practical texts helps you use English in real life. You can practice writing emails for work or messages to friends. My friend David writes emails in English. He says, "Writing emails helped me use English at work." You can ask a teacher to check your writing. Quick dictionary access. Another tip is to use a dictionary app on your phone. When you read or listen and find a new word, you can check its meaning quickly. Dictionary apps make learning easier. My friend Lucy uses a dictionary app all the time. She says, "The app helped me learn many words fast." You can try different apps and choose the best one for you. Connect online. It is also helpful to join online forums or social media groups for English learners. Talking with others helps you practice writing and learn new things. My friend Mark joined English groups on Facebook. He says, "Talking online helped me practice and make friends." You can ask questions and share your learning tips. Read for practical knowledge. Another tip is to read instructions or manuals in English. This helps you understand technical or everyday English. Reading instructions improves your vocabulary and comprehension. My student, Anna, reads instructions for cooking or using devices. She says, "Reading instructions helped me learn useful words." You can find manuals for things you use. Make learning fun. It is important to have fun while learning. Try games, puzzles, or quizzes in English. Fun activities help you stay interested and learn better. My friend John plays English word games. He says, "Games help me learn words and grammar." You can find games online or apps. Describe your world in English. Another useful idea is to practice describing pictures or scenes in English. This helps you speak and use vocabulary. You can look at photos and say or write what you see. My friend Sarah describes photos in her free time. She says, Describing pictures helped me improve speaking. You can do this with friends or alone. Practical English videos. It is good to watch videos about daily life situations. This teaches you useful English for shopping, traveling, or eating out. My student Michael watches videos for learners. He says, "Videos helped me learn practical English." You can find many videos online. Use a timer. Another tip is to set a time limit for study sessions. Studying with a timer helps you focus and use time well. My friend David uses a timer when studying. He says, "A timer helped me study more effectively." You can try studying for 25 or 30 minutes with full attention. Prioritize your well-being. It is important to take care of your health while studying. Eat well, sleep enough, and exercise. Good health helps your brain work better. My friend Anna says, "Good health helped me concentrate." What other challenges do you face in your English learning journey? Let me know and we can explore more. Tips together. Listen, retell. Learn. One very important tip for learning English is to listen to stories in English and then try to retell them in your own words. When you listen to a story, you hear new words and phrases, and you learn how sentences are made. After listening, if you try to say the story yourself, it helps you practice speaking and remember the language better. You don't have to use all the words exactly as in the story. Just try to say what you understood using your own words. This is a very good exercise for English learners. For example, my friend James listens to short stories every day. After he listens, he tells his friend what happened in the story. He says, "Retelling stories helped me practice speaking and understand the language more." You can find many simple stories for English learners on the internet or in books. You can also listen to audiobooks or watch videos with stories. After listening, take a moment and speak out loud what you remember. Consistent review for lasting knowledge. Another helpful tip is to repeat and review often what you have learned. When you learn new words, grammar rules, or phrases, it's important to go back and practice them again after some time. This helps your brain keep the information. If you don't review, you might forget what you learned. Reviewing is a key part of learning any language. My student Lucy always reviews the words she learns every week. She says, "Reviewing helps me remember better and feel more confident." You can make flashcards with new words or use apps that remind you to practice old words. Review your notes regularly. Even if you don't learn new things every day, repeating old lessons keeps your knowledge fresh. Master grammar. Step by step, it is also very useful to learn English grammar step by step. Grammar is the set of rules for how to make sentences. Sometimes grammar can be difficult, but if you learn it little by little, it becomes easier. Don't try to learn all the grammar at once. Start with the simple rules, like how to use be, verbs, or how to make questions. Then, when you feel ready, move to more difficult grammar. My friend Sarah learned grammar slowly. She says, "Learning grammar step by step helped me understand English better." You can use grammar books or online lessons made for learners. Try to practice grammar by making sentences and speaking. Grammar helps you speak and write correctly. Watch and learn English TV movies. Another tip is to watch English movies or TV shows with subtitles in English. When you watch, you hear how people speak in real life. Subtitles help you read and understand new words. Try to watch interesting shows that you like. This makes learning fun. My friend David watches movies with English subtitles. He says, "Watching movies helped me learn new words and how people talk." You can watch cartoons, dramas, or comedies. At first, watch with subtitles. Later, try to watch without subtitles to challenge yourself. Speak every day. Embrace mistakes. It's important to practice speaking English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Speaking is one of the most important skills in learning a language. When you speak often, you get better at making sentences and pronouncing words. Don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes help you learn. My student Michael speaks English every morning. He says, "Speaking every day helped me become more confident." You can practice speaking by talking to friends, teachers, or language partners. If you don't have someone to speak with, practice speaking alone. Talk about your day, your plans, or what you see. Learn on the go with apps. Another useful idea is to use English apps on your phone or computer. Many apps are made especially for learners. These apps have lessons, games, and exercises. Using apps makes learning easy and fun. You can study anytime, even when you have only a few minutes. My friend Emma uses apps every day. She says, "Apps helped me learn English on the bus or during breaks." You can try popular apps like Duolingo, Memrise, or Babbel. Choose an app that you like and practice regularly. The apps help with vocabulary, grammar, and listening. Journal your way to fluency. It's good to write a diary or journal in English. Writing every day helps you use the new words and grammar you learn. You don't have to write long texts. Just a few sentences about your day or feelings are enough. Writing helps you think in English and improve your skills. My friend Anna writes a diary every night. She says, "Writing helped me remember words and express myself." You can write about simple things like the weather, what you ate, or what you did. Over time, try to write more details in longer texts, but don't hesitate to ask. Another important tip is to ask questions when you don't understand something. Don't be afraid to ask your teacher, friends, or language partners. Asking questions helps. You learn faster and avoid mistakes. When you ask, you show that you want to improve. My student John always asks questions. He says, "Asking helped me understand better and learn new things." You can also write your questions in a notebook and look for answers online or in books. Asking questions is a good habit for learners. Diversify your listening practice. It is also useful to practice listening with different types of English audio. For example, listen to songs, podcasts, news, and conversations. Different types of audio help you understand various accents and styles of speaking. This improves your listening skills. My friend Lucy listens to English music and podcasts. She says, "Listening to different audio helped me understand more words." You can find free podcasts for learners or simple music with clear words. Try to listen carefully and write down new words. Cultivate English thoughts. Another helpful tip is to try to think in English during the day. When you see something or make a plan, try to say it in English in your mind. Thinking in English helps. You speak faster and feel more comfortable with the language. My friend Mark practices thinking in English. He says, "Thinking in English helped me speak without stopping." You can start with simple thoughts like naming objects or saying the time. Practice Read what resonates. It is good to read English books or articles about topics you like. Reading about things you enjoy makes learning interesting. You learn new words related to your hobbies or work. Start with easy texts and slowly read more difficult ones. My student Sarah reads stories about animals because she loves nature. She says, "Reading about my favorite topics helped me enjoy learning." You can find free books online or visit the library. Reading helps you improve vocabulary and grammar. Connect and converse. Another tip is to join English conversation groups or clubs. Talking with other learners or native speakers helps you practice speaking and listening. You can share experiences and learn together. Group practice makes learning social and fun. My friend David joined a conversation club. He says, talking with others helped me improve my speaking skills. You can find clubs in your city or online. Try to join and speak as much as you can. Consistency through scheduling. It's important to set a regular study schedule. Decide what time you will study every day or every week. Having a schedule helps you keep learning and build a good habit. Even 20 or 30 minutes a day is better than nothing. My friend Emma studies every morning at 7 UI. She says, a schedule helped me stay consistent and improve. You can use a calendar or app to remind you to study. Try to keep your schedule, even when you feel tired. Practical writing skills. Another useful idea is to practice writing emails or messages in English. This is a practical skill you can use in work or school. Writing emails helps you use polite language and practice grammar. My student Michael writes emails to his teacher. He says, writing emails helped me learn formal English. You can practice writing messages to friends or teachers. Ask for feedback to improve. The power of the dictionary. It is helpful to use a dictionary when you don't know a word. A dictionary helps you find the meaning, pronunciation, and examples of new words. You can use a paper dictionary or a dictionary app. My friend Lucy uses a dictionary app all the time. She says, the dictionary helped me learn many new words. You can try different dictionaries to find one you like. Listen and mimic. Another good tip is to listen and repeat what you hear. When you hear new words or sentences, try to say them out loud. This helps you improve pronunciation and speaking skills. My friend John repeats sentences from lessons. He says, repeating helped me speak more clearly. You can practice repeating dialogues or songs. Stay patient and persistent. It is important to stay motivated and patient. Learning a language takes time. You will make mistakes and sometimes feel tired. That is normal. Keep studying and don't give up. My friend Anna says, patience helped me improve, slowly but surely. Remember your goals and keep trying every day. Describe your world. Another tip is to practice describing pictures or things around you. Look at a photo or object and say what you see in English. This helps you use vocabulary and speak. My student Mark describes photos in his free time. He says, describing helped me improve my speaking. You can do this alone or with friends. Educational videos. For clarity, it is also useful to watch educational videos for English learners. These videos explain grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation clearly. Watching videos helps you learn faster. My friend Sarah watches English lessons on YouTube. She says, videos helped me understand grammar better. You can find many free lessons online. Smart breaks for focus. Another helpful tip is to take short breaks when studying. Studying for a long time can be tiring. Take breaks to rest your brain and refresh. My friend David takes a 5-minute break every 30 minutes. He says, breaks helped me study better and stay focused. You can stretch or walks during breaks. The tutor advantage. It is good to practice English with a language partner or tutor. Speaking with someone who knows English helps you learn faster and correct mistakes. It is very helpful to have a language partner or tutor to practice speaking English with. When you talk with someone who speaks English well, you can practice real conversations. This helps you learn how to use the language in daily life. A tutor can also correct your mistakes and teach you new words and grammar. Having someone to practice with makes learning more interesting and easier. My friend Lucy practices English with her tutor twice a week. She says, "Talking with my tutor helped me speak more clearly and understand better." You don't need a very expensive tutor. Many tutors offer lessons online at a good price. You can also find language partners for free. Some websites and apps help you find people who want to learn your language, and you can help each other. Practicing with a real person is better than only studying alone. Make English a daily habit. Another very important tip is to make learning English a part of your daily life. You should try to use English every day in small ways. For example, you can write your shopping list in English or read a short article. If you make English a habit, you will improve faster. Even if you only study for 10 or 15 minutes each day, it is better than studying only once a week for a long time. Daily practice keeps your brain active and helps you remember new things. My student Michael makes a habit of learning English every morning. He says, "Learning a little every day helped me get better slowly but surely." You can set small goals, like learning 5 new words every day or watching a short English video. Small daily steps add up to big progress over time. Record your voice. It is also useful to record yourself speaking English. When you record your voice, you can listen and hear your pronunciation and mistakes. This helps you improve. You might feel shy at first, but recording yourself is a good way to practice. You can also compare your voice with native speakers and try to sound more natural. My friend Sarah records her voice and listens to it. She says, "Listening to my recordings helped me find mistakes and speak better." You can use your phone or computer to record. Try to speak about simple topics, like your day, your family, or your favorite food. Recording helps you practice speaking without fear. Embrace idioms for naturalness. Another helpful tip is to learn English idioms and common phrases. Idioms are special expressions that people use often. They don't always mean what the words say. Learning idioms helps you understand native speakers better and sound more natural. You can find lists of common idioms for learners online or in books. My friend David learned idioms like break the ice or piece of cake. He says, "Knowing idioms helped me understand English movies and conversations." You can practice idioms by using them in sentences. For example, if you say something is easy, you can say, "It is a piece of cake." Learning idioms makes your English more interesting. Focus on pronunciation. It's important to practice pronunciation and sounds of English. English has some sounds that may not exist in your language. Practicing pronunciation helps you be understood and feel more confident. You can listen to native speakers and try to copy their sounds. Use online resources with pronunciation guides or videos. My student Anna practiced English sounds every day. She says, "Pronunciation practice helped me speak clearly and be understood." You can practice difficult sounds like this or ah. Say words slowly and clearly, then faster. Practice makes perfect. Keep it simple. Another tip is to use simple English when you speak or write. Many learners try to use difficult words or long sentences, but it is better to use easy words and short sentences. This way, you can communicate clearly and avoid mistakes. Using simple English is good for beginners and even for advanced learners. My friend Mark says, "Using simple English helped me speak without stopping and be understood." When you are not sure about a word, use another word you know. It is better to say something simple than say nothing. Practice speaking with simple words, and build your vocabulary slowly. News for learners. It is also helpful to watch English news for learners. There are special news programs made for English learners. They use simple words and speak clearly. Watching news helps you learn new words about current events and everyday topics. My friend Lucy watches news for learners every day. She says, "Watching news helped me learn new words and improve listening." You can watch videos or listen to radio news. Try to understand the main ideas, even if you don't know every word. Learn from your missteps. Another important tip is to make mistakes and learn from them. When you learn English, it is normal to make mistakes. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes help you learn and improve. The more you practice, the fewer mistakes you will make. My student John made many mistakes. At the beginning, he says, "Making mistakes helped me learn faster and not be afraid." When someone corrects you, listen carefully and try to remember. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. English for practical purposes. It's good to use English for real purposes. For example, write emails, chat with friends, or order food in English. Using English in real situations helps you learn practical language. It also makes learning more interesting and useful. My friend Emma writes messages in English to her friends. She says, "Using English every day helped me improve quickly." You can practice English at work, school, or when traveling. Real use of English helps you remember. Connect in online communities. Another tip is to join online forums or groups for English learners. These groups have people from many countries who want to learn English. You can ask questions, share tips, and practice writing. Online groups help you feel part of a community. My friend David joined an English learners group online. He says, "Being part of a group helped me stay motivated and learn from others." You can find groups on Facebook, Reddit, or language websites. Try to participate often. Target your weaknesses. It is important to focus on your weak areas. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses. Some people find speaking easy, but have trouble with listening. Others find grammar hard. Find what you need to improve and spend more time on it. My student Sarah had trouble with listening. She says, "Focusing on listening practice helped me understand better." You can ask your teacher to help you find your weak areas. Practice those areas regularly. Visual vocabulary with mind maps. Another useful tip is to use mind maps or charts to learn vocabulary. Mind maps help you organize words by topics. For example, you can make a mind map for food words or travel words. This helps you remember vocabulary better. My friend Mark uses mind maps to study. He says, "Mind maps helped me learn many words easily." You can draw your own maps or use apps. Grouping words makes learning easier. Learn with music. It's good to listen to English songs and learn the lyrics. Songs are fun and help you remember words. Try to listen carefully and read the lyrics. Singing along helps with pronunciation and rhythm. My friend Anna listens to songs every day. She says, "Songs helped me learn new words and speak naturally." You can choose slow songs with clear words. Practice singing and understand the meaning. Clear, achievable goals. Another important tip is to set clear and realistic goals for your English learning. Decide what you want to achieve and when. For example, you can set a goal to learn 100 new words in 1 month, or to speak for 5 minutes without stopping. My friend Michael sets goals every month. He says, "Goals helped me stay focused and work hard." Writing your goals helps you remember them. Review your progress and set new goals regularly. Note-taking for retention. It is also useful to take notes when you learn new things. Writing notes helps you remember vocabulary, grammar, or expressions. You can review your notes often. My student Lucy writes notes during lessons. She says, "Notes helped me study and remember better." Use notebooks, apps, or flashcards. Organize your notes by topic. Envision your future in English. Another tip is to use English when thinking about your future plans. For example, think about your job, studies, or travel plans in English. This helps you prepare for real conversations. My friend David thinks in English about his future. He says, "Thinking in English helped me speak more confidently." Practice talking or writing about your plans. Vary your learning approach. It is important to use different learning methods. Some people learn better by listening, others by reading or speaking. Try many ways and find what works best for you. My friend Sarah tried videos, books, apps, and conversations. She says, "Using many methods helped me learn better." Mix listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Seek feedback. Another useful tip is to ask for feedback from teachers or friends. Feedback helps you know what to improve. My student John asks for feedback often. He says, "Feedback helped me understand my mistakes. Listen carefully and try to improve." Enjoy the process. It is good to stay positive and enjoy learning English. Learning a language can be hard, but it is fun and useful. When you enjoy learning, you study better. My friend Anna loves learning English. She says, "Enjoying English helped me keep going." Find topics and activities you like. Practice everywhere. Another tip is to practice English in different places and situations. For example, talk in English at home, school, or outside. This helps you feel comfortable speaking anywhere. My friend Mark practices English at home and with friends. He says, "Practicing in many places helped me feel confident." Simple sentences for clear communication. It is helpful to use simple sentences in your speaking and writing. My friend Lucy uses simple sentences. She says, "Simple sentences helped me communicate better." Daily listening, immersion. Another important tip is to listen to English daily, even if for a short time. Regular listening practice helps your brain get used to the language. My friend Michael listens to English every day. He says, "Daily listening improved my understanding." Consistent, short writing. It is good to write short texts or messages regularly. Writing practice helps you use new words and grammar. My student, Sarah, writes short texts every day. She says, "Writing helped me remember and use English." Master question. Words. Another tip is to learn common question words like who, what, where, when, why, and how. These words help you ask and answer questions. My friend David practices questions. He says, "Knowing question words helped me talk with others." Speak slowly and clearly. It's important to practice speaking slowly and clearly. Speaking too fast can cause mistakes. My friend Anna speaks slowly. She says, "Speaking slowly helped me be understood." Vocabulary. Notebook. Another useful tip is to use a notebook to write new words and phrases. Review your notebook often. My friend John keeps a notebook. He says, "My notebook helped me learn many words." Find practice partners. It's good to ask someone to practice speaking with you. Talking helps you improve faster. My friend Emma finds practice partners. She says, "Talking with others helped me speak better." Daily reading. Habit. Another tip is to read simple books or articles every day. Reading builds vocabulary and grammar. My friend Mark reads every day. He says, "Reading helped me learn new words." The power of repetition It is important to repeat new words and phrases often. Repetition helps you remember. My friend Lucy repeats words. She says, "Repetition helped me speak more naturally." Subtitled videos. Another tip is to watch English videos with subtitles. Subtitles help you understand better. My friend Michael watches videos with subtitles. He says, "Subtitles helped me learn faster." Use new vocabulary actively. It is good to try to use new words in sentences. This helps you remember them. My student Sarah uses new words in sentences. She says, "Using new words helped me remember. Better, start with slow listening." Another useful tip is to listen to English slowly at first. Slow listening helps you understand. My friend David listens slowly. He says, "Slow listening helped me understand better." Consistent daily practice. It is important to practice every day, even a little. Small daily practice helps a lot. My friend Anna practices every day. She says, "Daily practice helped me improve." Find English-speaking friends. Another tip is to find English friends to talk with. Friends help you practice and learn. My friend John has English friends. He says, "Friends helped me speak more." Think in English. It is good to use English in your thoughts. Thinking in English helps you speak better. My friend Emma thinks in English. She says, "Thinking in English helped me speak faster." Patience and persistence. Another tip is to stay patient and keep trying. Learning a language takes time. My friend Mark stays patient. He says, "Patience helped me improve." Enjoy the journey. It is important to enjoy the learning process. When you enjoy, you learn better. My friend Lucy enjoys learning. She says, "Enjoying English helped me keep studying."